lost control. Will you help me?
Well, hello and good evening, folks. Welcome to Porsche Cup Challenge Euro Global Division. My name is Michael McLeod, and I'll be broadcasting the race for you tonight. I'll be on my own tonight. No Adam Morrow, not able to make it tonight, but that's okay. We're going to have a great show anyways. Trying a little bit of a different twist, as you can see, with the cameras and so on. Hope you guys like it. Right now we're just going through our usual 15-minute open qualifying. They get 4 laps maximum. Currently it's Philip Hammer on provisional pole. I don't think that anyone's going to be able to knock that time. That's where's Jürgen Frank when you need him. But rest of the field is still out there trying to qualify. It looks like we have a lot more drivers this race waiting for that second half of the race, second half of the open qualifying to try and get their laps get their laps out. And so that's what we're seeing right now. It looks like Mikey Hownick has qualified himself into the Pro Division. This is either his first or second race. So welcome into the Pro Division, Mikey Hownick. There you go. You'll see it change right about there. Now his name goes green. Congratulations, Mikey Hownick. Now we're just waiting for another 2.5 minutes and then the qualifying will be done. This is quite an interesting track. While we still can, let's go through a lap on this track. So Danny Hugendorn is just starting his lap right now. We're going to just jump into the cockpit to take a look at what does it look like from the car. Here's turn 1. You hit the brakes hard. You have to sacrifice turn 2 just a little bit so that you can get an excellent exit down the main passing zone right here. The exiting turn 2, this is the largest straight, best for passing right here as you head towards turn 3. Heavy braking zone, quick turn to the right, exit, don't touch that grass or else you're gonna be flying into the wall. Quick turn to the right, here's turn 4. All of these bumps, you can see the car shaking and moving. And here is where the wall just comes out at you on the right. You gotta get as close to the wall on the right here as well for this exit down this straight. You'll see the car jump, 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 and that's the challenge of Belle Isle, the lovely flowing track, as you can see. Heavy braking zone as you start your slight turn to the right. Wall comes out at you at the left. It doesn't move, but it sure feels like it does. And even more walls to your right. Here is turn number 10. Heavy braking zone down to first gear. Quick turn to the right, out of turn 11. Here is a quick braking zone, quick turn. Try not to hit the wall on your exit. Oh, very close, Danny, very close. And you almost full throttle through that last turn of turn 13. Here's turn 14 coming across the finish line right there. And that is a lap in Belle Isle. As you can see, it's quite a handful for all of these drivers. It's oh, you know what? It's exciting and thrilling and absolutely frightening all at the same time. All of these walls make it a hell of a challenge. I'm really excited to see exactly how this race goes. We have some very, very strong talent in our field, as you can see with the lap times they're putting up in qualifying. It's going to be quite a sight to see who's hungry for it and who's going to have that patience and sit there waiting like a lion for anything that comes up. Or are they going to try and go in there and take it from everyone? And so I'm really, really curious to see how that plays out. we now have our qualifying is finishing right here. There's the checkered flag for the qualifying. You'll see my name there by accident. That was a mistake. I should not be on the grid, but so be it. That's how it goes, eh? Let's pull up our qualifying results and we'll see exactly who is starting where before the race starts. We got Philip Hammer on pole position. Congratulations, Philip Hammer. Ryan Winfeld starting up on that second row. Great job, great lap from Ryan Winfeld. Ben G. Pedersen from the World Down Under, from Australia, 5 a.m. down there, coming in at third. Mikey Hownick in fourth. Samuel K. Spruill, another Australian who migrated from New Zealand into Australia, in fifth. Frank Smits, Danny Hugendorf, Misha Berger, Amir Carr, Yuri Steinmetz, Emil Koopman. Hopefully Emil Koopmans gets a better start of his race today. Hasn't had such good luck with those lately. Then we've got Thorsten Seifert, Gordon Ramsay, Benjamin Pape, Lee Holmes, Philip Straffarelli, Gregory Vranks, Alexander Redhead, Gherkin Demir, Alexander Wilford, Craig Schill, Rob West, Mark Oliver, and Alistair Hatcher. There you go. That is our starting grid. We're just waiting for all of these drivers to come into their cars as they are just prepping right now. There's a great look at the grid. Some of the guys are starting behind that last turn, so it's going to be quite a challenge for some of the drivers who have to launch the car, navigate traffic if there's any slower traffic in front of them, and get up ahead. So I gotta say, that's quite a place to start. I started there on Thursday. It's not easy. You have a lot to think about, and with the walls on each side of you closing in, it really feels like, you know what, it really gets your heart pumping. If it doesn't, oh buddy, I don't even know if you're alive. Here we go. We've got about a few more seconds to go. Looks like all of the cars are on the grid. The lights are up in the middle of the screen. Barney's about ready to wave that green flag as the lights are turning on. We've got 5 lights up in the middle of the screen. The lights are off now. Away we go. It looks like everyone's gotten a real great start. A little bit of shuffling in that background. Not too much. Everyone's getting away nice and clean. And Ryan Winfeld is up ahead of Philip the Hammer, and that is absolutely unprecedented as Philip the Hammer has given up his lead, and Samuel Spruill is making a challenge, trying to gain some positions. Oh, and Ryan Winfeld on the inside, and so he's taken that spot off of Philip the Hammer and gotten away up ahead, and everyone's making it through nice and clean through turn 3. That is absolutely beautiful. Here is Ryan Winfeld at the very lead of the pack. I hear a little bit of door banging. Mikey Hownick is battling it out here with Frank Smits. They want every position possible. Oh no, that is unfortunate. That is absolutely unfortunate. With all the walls on both sides, that is going to cause a lot of chaos throughout the field. But luckily for Ryan Winfeld and Philip Hammer and these 4 cars here, for that chaos, because it just brings them. Oh, it's Yuri Steinmetz. Oh, Yuri Steinmetz has a little bit of a spin, and that has put him sideways, where I believe that was Philip Straffarelli coming around the corner, had nothing else he could do, and had to just take the hit. So after our first lap, some predicted chaos, and some chaos did absolutely happen in this race. Here is our timing tower to see who's first, who's last, and who's the biggest winner, who's the biggest crybaby. Well, not crybaby, I shouldn't say crybaby. Who's the biggest crying baby after the tears are shed from some of the incidents and the walls after that first lap. I apologize about that. That's a little too far. But we've got Ryan Winfeld. Oh, and in the back of the field, you can see something has happened. That is absolute chaos back there. Another spun car. That is Lee Holmes who has spun. Looks like he has no damage on his car, just making a big spin, just waiting for the cars to get by so he can turn his car around and, try and be Austin Powers for that quick moment. So of course we're having the usual Belle Isle drama where the walls do not have any forgiveness to them whatsoever. Here's Philip Hammer. He's thinking about making a move on Ryan Winfeld as he heads into turn 7 and backs out. He's trying to poke his nose, getting Ryan to really think about it. A little bit of door banging, and there we go. So we've got right now Ryan Winfeld is up in the lead of this race with Philip Hammer and Benji Pedersen in tow. Samuel K. Sprill not far behind. And so this is a 4-car battle up at the very, very front of the grid. A little further back is the usual suspect of Danny Hugendorn. Not so usual in the last few races, but glad to see you right back up at the very front of this pack. Got Thorsten Seifert, who's in 6th place, leading quite a few cars, I gotta say. And Thorsten Seifert, he is in front of Misha Berger, Gordon Ramsay, Emil Koopman. So Emil Koopman's actually having a really good start for once. Really glad to see him back having a nice, good consistent race, good, consistent start. That is what we love to see of all of our drivers. Not lucky enough for everyone to have that, but that's just how it goes. That's racing, baby. And here is Thorsten Seifert coming out of turn 3. Heading through the first sequence of corners where it's really, really tight, real slow. You can see these cars jumping around as they hit every little bit of bump. You got to control your car as it's going around all of these corners, trying to avoid these walls and put down that 500 horsepower to those rear tires as best you can while battling all the other cars around you. As you can see, these cars, you can almost put a blanket over them. They're all so close. Gurkin Demir trying to make a pass on Mikey Hownick. So Mikey Hownick just a little bit further back, the next third pack, I should say, actually. This is Mikey Hownick, followed by Gurkin Demir, Benjamin Poppe, Gregory Franks, Alexander Wilford, Alexander Redhead, Craig Schill, Rob West, and that is another large pack of cars that we've got. Very, very interesting part about this track is, well, with the absolute great flow that it has, it offers really great opportunity for racing. But it's also very difficult to get up alongside. It's very high. Oh, and there is Philip the Hammer making a move on Ryan Winfeld. And so Ryan the Winfeld, a little bit loose out of turn 2, having to give up P1, and that may allow Philip the Hammer to start running away with it. Let's see that he's already 8/10 up. So now Benji Pedersen, who's behind Ryan Winfeld, is going to want to get through that little shark mouth there. And you know what? Use every inch of the track. Use the wall if you got to. And that seems to be the motto of these drivers here. Benji Pedersen in that little shark mouth, he's definitely wanting through. And there he goes for the inside. Is he able to make it? No, he's not. Oh, and there's the dive back on Ryan Winfeld. And there's a pass from Benji Pedersen heading into turn 7 and out of it. And now he is up ahead of Ryan Winfeld. What a beautiful, beautiful move. Samuel K. Sproul has the likes of Danny Hugendorn right on his tail. And actually, real quick, I want to take a quick look. What is the weather? We got 34 Celsius track temperature, 25 Celsius ambient temperature, and so that is the conditions these drivers are battling with, as well as the walls all the way around them. Here's Samuel K. Sproul coming out of the last braking zone. Now it's full throttle all the way to the line. Danny Hugendorn is going to get real close. There is the braking zone of turn 2. And I don't think Danny Hugendorf is going to be close enough to make a pass, not off of that. Nope, not at all. He is a little bit too far. Oh, you know what? He has a real good run. Samuel Sproul is throwing the defensive line. He feels the need to. Danny Hugendorf, is he going to make it around the outside? A little bit of an over and under. No, he is not able to make it work. There's the defensive move from Samuel Sproul. Danny Hugendorf is going to have to tuck in behind and wait for a better time. Samuel Sproul, it looks like he is a little bit slower in pace over Danny Hugendorn, so it's only a matter of time unless Samuel Sproul can just play an excellent defensive game, which we've actually known of him in the past. So this is going to be really interesting. A little further back, we've got Misha Berger following Thorsten Seifert as he heading into turn 7. Thorsten Seifert is still ahead of this large group of cars right here. We've got Thorsten Seifert, Misha Berger, Gordon Ramsay, Emil Koopmans, Mikey Hownick, all right here. And so Thorsten Seifert definitely holding in his own, locking the right rear tire as he's heading through turn 11. And that's going to hurt him in the long run, but luckily not too long of a run in the 15-minute sprint race. Misha Berger getting even closer as he's exiting that last and final braking zone in the lap. And now he's heading towards turn 1, ever so close to Thorsten Seifert. He's going to make a move, dive up the inside. I don't think so. He's going to bide his time, get an excellent turn 1, 2, and make that run down that straight. Here you go. That is exactly what's happening. He's going to get a little bit of a draft as he heads down towards turn 3. Is Misha Berger going to make that move? And Misha Berger pulls out from the draft, tries to make that move under braking, not able to make it happen. So Thorsten Seifert is still able to hold on to 6th position with Misha Berger in tow. Gordon Ramsay, the hungry Scottish lad, is not far off. He is ready to pick up the scraps from anything that happens between any of the drivers up ahead. Of course, they are not too far ahead, even that very front pack. One little incident, one little tap on that wall, it can be the absolute end of your race. And it looks like Misha Berger is giving that inside, trusting Gordon Ramsay to not make that lunge. And that's, I gotta say, that's a brave move from Misha Berger to leave that wide open. That's a lot of trust to put out there, but it seems to be paying off, and it's going to save Misha's tires long term, I guess. And there we go. Let's look a little further back. We're going to take a look at Gregory Vranks. Gregory Vranks is right, yep, there's Girk and Demir just coming around. There's Gregory Vranks, Alexander Wilford. I know Alexander Wilford was talking about how he loves this track in the Skip Barber, not so much in the Porsche Cup. It's I gotta say, I've done this in the Skippy. It's a lot of fun in the Skippy, but in the Porsche Cup, it's a whole different animal with the 500 horsepower. It's quite a wild ride. Here we go with Philip Straffarelli coming up onto Alexander Redhead. I know Alexander Redhead, another driver who is sharing that he's had quite a few struggles, and Philip Straffarelli trying to make the best of that, coming down this straight. Philip Straffarelli down the inside, not able to get overlap under braking, having to back out and follow Redhead just a little bit more. And it looks like that damage on Philip Straffarelli is going to be a little bit of the end of him if he's trying to make a pass on a track such as this. You need every little bit of aerodynamic advantage that you can get, and that damaged front end, that unhappy looking front bumper is just, I don't think that's going to quite do it. Let's take a quickie look here at Frank Smits and Amir Carr. These guys are down 10 positions and 14 positions respectively, so they are not where they want to be. Fortunately for them, they have a 30-minute feature race where everyone starts right at the very beginning grid once again, and they have another chance at it with 30 full minutes, and that top 8 gets reversed. So they are going to have a good opportunity to gain much more points in that second go. So I'm sure that's exactly what they're practicing for right now. They just want to take it easy, set some good laps in, get their headspace just right so that they can give it another go in that long 30-minute feature. We're going to head all the way back up here to Misha Berger and Thorsten Seifert. As you can see, Gordon Ramsay has the challenge of Emil Koopmans directly behind him. So this is a 5-car battle right now. So here we go. We've got 11.5 minutes in, so only 3-4 more laps to go until the end of this race. So if they want to make a move, they're going to have to make it right about now. Or in the next lap or two. It definitely takes a lap, 1 to sometimes 3 laps to make a pass at this track. Here you go, Misha Berger closer than ever on Thorsten Seifert. Thorsten Seifert's throwing that defensive line. He's going to want Misha Berger to go around the outside, and there he goes, taking the inside line on, and there goes Misha Berger. What a beautiful, beautiful pass on Thorsten Seifert. Gordon Ramsay having to back out just slightly to avoid contact. Great heads up play by Gordon Ramsay to avoid making contact with Thorsten Seifert, who was the unfortunate slower moving car at that moment. What that's going to do, though, Thorsten Seifert's tires may be a little bit burnt up from that little bit of extra fun play, so that may put him at risk for losing another position to Gordon Ramsay if he's not careful, heading down this start-finish line and turn 1-2. This is definitely the place to line yourself up for a pass. Let's see if Gordon Ramsay can get that exit heading down this straight, and here we go. Gordon Ramsay's 2/10 away. Is he able to get that overlap under braking? Is he going to pull out? It looks like Emil Koopman is thinking about it. Nope. All the drivers wanting to behave and finish the race safely rather than risk it all and end up in last. That's, I gotta say, Gordon Ramsay is in 8th position. This is the place to be. In the reverse grid top 8, he's going to be in first. His goal in this race is going to be not let Emil Koopmans by. If he lets Emil Koopmans by, it's going to be the end of his feature, that's for sure. Because then Gordon is going to be in 9th and out of that reverse grid. Oh, and as Gordon Ramsay is starting to poke his nose on Thorsten Seifert, getting closer and closer. Is he able to get that overlap? Not quite. It looks like Thorsten is the slightly slower car in pace between all of these drivers, and they are getting restless behind. They are a pack of wolves that want to eat their dinner. And here we go. We're going to have one more lap to go. Let's take a quickie look at where is the leader of our race. Here is Philip the Hammer. He is in first place with a 6.5 second gap to Benji Pedersen, who also made it through Ryan Winfield. Benji Pedersen still has Ryan Winfield in tow. There's Samuel Spruill and Danny Hugendorn as they head down that straight to turn 3. Samuel Spruill on the inside, Danny Hugendorn trying to make it work around the outside, and Samuel Spruill is still ahead just barely. And here we go. Thorsten Seifert is still ahead of Gordon Ramsay. And what's happening here? Emil Koopman and Mikey Howenick now battling it out. Oh, and Mikey Howenick hitting a little bit of wall. He is not shy of eating some concrete this morning, and that's allowed Gordon Ramsay to have just a little bit more breathing room, a lot more breathing room with that battle he's got with Thorsten Seifert. And this is, of course, our last lap of our sprint race, and here we go. Mikey Howenick making some passes on Emil Koopman's yeah, and here we go. Here is Philip the Hammer. It looks like, well, not... Oh, there's a spun driver, luckily able to avoid it. So Philip the Hammer is going to have a clean run to our start-finish line. And there we go. Congratulations, Philip Hammer, for winning our sprint race. Congratulations. Here is Benji Pedersen. He's now coming around. There is Ryan Winfield in third, rounding out our podium. Samuel K. Spruill with Danny Hugendorn still behind. Congratulations, guys. There's Misha Berger, who did make it through the Thorsten Seifert brick wall. Gordon Ramsay not able to make it through, but luckily in 8th position and in that reverse grid top 8. And there we go. All these drivers, almost all of these drivers surviving. So that is a really great job. Well done for all of these guys. Most of our drivers finishing on the lead lap. That is, you know what? That's amazing. I gotta say. That is a lovely drive. It's a lot better of a feeling to have finished the race than battle it out, lose it, and destroy everything and just be in anger. So that is that's absolutely wonderful to see everyone on that lead lap. Here is Alistair Hatcher. The Lee Holmes and Alistair Hatcher are the last few drivers to finish this sprint race. Here is coming out of that final braking zone, and now it's just flat out all the way to that start-finish line. He's not far behind Lee Holmes, and there we go. That is the end of our sprint race. Let me pull up those results to that sprint race, and here we go. Here is Philip Hammer. Congratulations once again, Philip Hammer, for winning that race. Getting after that slow start, Ryan Winfield taking advantage of that, getting up ahead, and then eventually Philip Hammer finding his way through and able to run away with it. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with this reverse grid top 8. That's going to put Philip Hammer into 8th position on this next race. Of course, he's going to have 30 minutes, but this is a very easy and very tough track to pass. So I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait. Benji Pedersen in 2nd place. Ryan Winfield, Samuel Spruill, and Danny Hugendorn there. Danny and Samuel just having quite a battle almost all sprint race long. Misha Berger able to break through the Seifert wall up into 6th. Seifert's going to be in 7th, so he's on 2nd place, front row, starting this feature race. Gordon Ramsay is going to be in the pole position starting spot for the feature race, so that's going to be a huge advantage. I hope that you have a lot of practice in that initial braking zone. On Thursday, Gurkan Demir started right up the very front. Braking zone came, and whew, there he went right into the wall. So I wish you luck, Gordon Ramsay. I hope you got that breaking point down. Then we got Mikey Hounik just outside that reverse grid top 8. Emil Koopmans, Benjamin Poppe, Gurkan Demir, Gregory Vranks, Alexander Wilford, Rob A. West, Alexander Redhead, Philip Straffarelli, Mark Oliver, Amir Kars, Frank Smits, Lee Holmes, Alistair Hatcher, Craig Schill, and Yuri Steinmetz. All of those back few drivers just had a little bit of misfortune, a few spins, a few walls, and just in some sense bad luck. And so with this 30-minute sprint race, they are going to have an opportunity to reverse that and gain some spots back, gain some good season championship points, and then we're going to see where they stand after that. So we're about to start, and then we'll find out how it goes at the end of the 30 minutes. Don't have a magic crystal ball, so we'll just have to all tune in, won't we? Let's bring up our race grid timing tower, because that's what really matters here. Let's take a quick look at what our weather is. So we have 33 Celsius track temperature with 25 Celsius ambient. So that's really good to know. That's really good to know, so you understand the conditions that these drivers are driving in. I want to pull up our track map and get rid of our weather, because weather's no longer needed. What's needed is all of this action right in front of your very eyes. We have about 5 seconds left for the drivers to get back into their cars, and then Barney up in that tower there is about to wave that green flag. Gridding is now complete, and the lights are up in the middle of the screen. You're going to see all of those lights in the middle of the screen go red, and then they're going to go off just like that, and away we go. Green flag, and looks like Thorsten Seifert getting an excellent launch. Gordon Ramsay getting a not so excellent launch, being challenged right away. So that's put Misha Berger and Danny Hugendorn in the very, very front. Everyone getting through nice and clean through the turn 1, turn 2. Oh, Gordon Ramsay. Oh, this is a lot of chaos. That was, we're going to have to take a look at exactly what happened, because that is definitely race changing for a lot of people. And here is, let's get a better view. Here is Gordon Ramsay coming out of turn 2. Did he use a little bit too much throttle? It looked like that's exactly what happened. Oh, no. And that is exactly what happened. Just a little bit too much throttle, and that is going to be race changing for a lot of people in this grid. Let's take a look at our timing tower to see exactly what has shaken up. And oh my gosh, that is quite insane crash. And that's that's the Belle Isle curse. So Misha Berger is now in the lead. Sometimes it's not good to be in that first spot on the start of a feature race with all of that talent behind. It's you know what? Sometimes I wouldn't want to be in that spot. A lot of times I wouldn't want to be in that spot. And Gordon Ramsay went from first to 21st in just 2 turns. Once again, though, luckily for Misha Berger, he's now in the lead after that really excellent start. Well, so we got Benji Pedersen up in second. Here is Amir Carr and Alexander Wilford. So, lots of banging onto the wall. Here we go, heading into turn 3, braking zone. It looks like Emil Koopmans is directly behind the hammer. He was thinking about poking the nose, but not quite getting up alongside. Here is Rob West. He is up ahead of Frank Smits. Here's, oh no, Amir Carr. Amir Carr has crashed. How did Amir Carr crash? How? I want to see. It looks like he came, coming out of turn 2. Oh, and that is unfortunate for Amir Carr. He had such a great run. There goes Thorsten Seifert. Oh no. Looks like Thorsten Seifert has locked up a tire, and that's put him down a lot of spots. So a very unfortunate race for Amir Carr. Amir Carr was up 9 positions, I believe it was, until he hit that wall exiting turn 2, trying to get the power down. So he had a great run, and then it just ended all that quickly. I'm going to take a quick look at Frank Smits, who's up 10 spots total. He was one of those drivers who got caught up in the chaos in the first race, and he's here to make a great impression the second time around. He is already up 10 spots, like I've already said. He is following Rob West, and he's avoided all of that carnage that's taken place already. So now he is heading around turn 2, and Rob West suffering the exact same fate as Amir Carr, and now he's a slower car. There's Danny Hugendorn up the inside on Frank Smits, and Danny Hugendorn's now through Frank's. Oh no, he is not. Frank Smits battling back, and it looks like Danny Hugendorn tucking in behind. These guys must have some sort of team orders going on, because that's not normal. Here we go. Here is, something happened to Wilford. We're going to take a look at that after, because there's a possible passing opportunity going on right here with Mikey Hauneck, Ryan Winfeld, and Philip the Hammer right behind. They're using every inch of track getting as close to that wall as they really can. And these guys are closer than ever. So that's put Misha Berger up in the lead with a large cushion with a lot of time left. You can see those 2 cars in the very front of the screen. Here's Ryan Winfeld being followed by Mikey Hauneck, Philip Hammer, Emil Koopmans, and then a large distance to Rob West. So I want to take a quick look. How did Wilford crash? Here is Alexander Wilford. So this was in front of Danny Hugendorn and Frank Smits. They were bound. Here is Alexander Wilford coming around the corner. Oh no! And then, that is unfortunate. It's funny how that works. Oh, and there's another car just sneaking on through. I think that's Craig Schill. Yuri Steinmetz in the very back. Yuri Steinmetz had absolutely terrible luck in that sprint race, spinning on turn 7, locking a tire, and now he's up 12 spots in this 30-minute feature. Still behind Alexander Wilford, it's looking like, but up 12 spots, that's a great drive. Absolute wonderful drive. Craig Schill, car number 82, avoiding all of that chaos, but not quite the walls, it seems. His car may be damaged after that bump. We're going to have to see as he heads down the straight. He's got Alexander Wilford and Yuri Steinmetz directly behind, ready to challenge him, and not too far ahead. Here we go. Danny Hugendorn making a pass on Thorsten Seifert. So there we go. There's another pass taking place at turn 7. So that's a passing opportunity there at turn 7. And then the other one definitely in turn 3, or just absolutely anywhere that you can get up alongside. If a driver makes a mistake, challenge them. Get as close to as possible to them and challenge them. Oh no, Benji Pedersen has crashed. Do I see this correctly? Benji Pedersen. Let's take a look. How did you crash, buddy? Oh, a little bit of wall. Oh. just a little bit of wall on the exit, and it just did not serve him well. And that means that Philip Hammer is now up 3 spots total after starting in 8th with a little bit of nose damage, it's looking like. So not too bad off. He's behind Mikey Hownick, who is able to potentially carve the field for him. So I'm really curious to see how that one goes. Here's Frank Smits. Oh, after that after that spin, he is back down into 15th. So we have a lot of drivers that are really battling themselves on this track. This track is, as we've seen, a challenge to every person, not just while you're racing each other and trying to battle for position, but just oh, there you go, right? Just like that. Philip Straffarelli locking up a tire, going straight into the tire barrier, and I'm sure he's gonna have a long time to think about that as he's heading towards back to pit lane in his tow truck. I see Lee Holmes has also crashed. Let's take a quickie look. How did that one happen? Trying to push the car for absolute every bit of performance, coming out of the corner. Oh, and there he goes. Off into the barrier, off into the concrete. Looks like that may be the second time Lee Holmes has crashed. So, you know, that's just the Detroit Belle Isle way. Here is Alexander Wilford following real close to Craig Schill. Looks like Yuri Steinmetz has made his way through. Here is Alexander Wilford going up the inside of Craig Schill into turn 3, and he is now through car number 82 and up ahead into 10th, up 4 spots total. Craig Schill is up 12 spots total. So both of these drivers having a real great race. While we have a quickie moment, I actually want to take a peek at how did Yuri Steinmetz make a pass on Wilford. So here is Yuri Steinmetz making the pass on Alexander Wilford. Oh, and just a little bit better on the corner exit and taking the space that was given. So that mistake that happened from Wilford, and Yuri Steinmetz just taking advantage of it, not giving that inch, and you know, that's how he made it on through. I want to also follow along with how did Yuri Steinmetz get by on... Nope. I want to see where... This is the wrong replay. I want to see Yuri Steinmetz... Oh, here it is. Yuri Steinmetz on Craig Schill up the inside. Oh, that is a challenging place to make a pass, but Yuri Steinmetz making it work. He got the fair overlap well in time for the corner and said, I'm making my way through. Oh, and there's Ryan Winfeld. Oh, it looks like Ryan Winfeld has made a little bit of a mistake under braking and has hit the tire barrier. So he is now down many spots from where he previously was. And there's Philip Hammer up another. He is into 4th position, up 4 spots total. So that is quite a wonderful drive for Philip Hammer. Even though he's got a little bit of damage, I'm really curious to see if he has some steering damage. No, his steering looks just a-okay. So he is in good... He's in a good spot. So this is Danny Hugendorn. Danny Hugendorn is now following Ryan Winfeld. He's about 1 second behind. Any moment now he'll be catching up. Hopefully not for Ryan, if Ryan's tires are still okay, but we're gonna find out any second now. As we head out, this turn right here, as they're heading into it, is heavy braking, quick turn, and you really have to trust that your tires are going to catch you, because if they don't, you're going to be hitting that wall. It's really a balls out turn, and there, oh, looks like Mikey Hownick just giving it up really easy to Philip Hammer. I don't think that he tried too hard on that one, so... He's just letting him through and wants to follow Hammer to the next driver. I see Alistair Hatcher has crashed, and that allowed Rob West to make a pass. So here is Rob West right behind Alistair Hatcher. Does he get the overlap in time? No, he doesn't. He's poking the nose, but Alistair Hatcher making that mistake under braking, and that's exactly how you want to pass on this track. You don't need to get up alongside. You don't need to body your way through any of these drivers, any of these cars. You just make them scared, and then they make their own mistake. And that's actually what's one beautiful way to make that pass here. It's beautiful racecraft, beautiful patience from Rob West, and yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'm going to take a quickie look at the leader of this race. Looks like Gordon Ramsay is a lapped car between them, and that is not going to help out Misha Berger very much, because it acts as a little bit of a draft in between Misha and Samuel. So that's going to hurt Misha a little bit as they're going. So that's going to give a better opportunity for Samuel K. Spruill to get right up behind Misha Berger. So Misha Berger trying to run away with it. He's done a real good job of it so far with 12.5 minutes in. Samuel Spruill in second spot, with Philip the Hammer directly behind in third, Mikey Hownick in fourth, and Emil Koopmans just barely hanging on in fifth, but having a really, really excellent result compared to all of his previous weeks. Getting a little bit wild with that rear end, trying to put the power down a little too much, getting real excited on his right foot pedal, but able to hold it together and still not hit that wall. So great recovery from Emil Koopmans, and again, use every inch of track, guys. Ryan Winfeld, after that little bit of a lockup, fortunately his car looks A-okay coming onto that very back straight. It's funny that you even call this a straightaway. You're going around a nice right bend, a little bit of a left bend into the braking zone. Really, really difficult to get overlap into this corner. So Ryan Winfeld able to pull his pants right back up and get on with it and create a little bit of a gap to Danny Hugendorn. And now Danny Hugendorn's starting to get left behind from Ryan Winfeld. As you can see, they were 1.1 seconds. Now it's all the way up to 1.7. Thorsten Seifert a little bit further behind, 4 seconds. He's now got Yuri Steinmetz to contend with. Car 164, that lime green apex missers. Definitely missed an apex in that sprint race, but he's not missing them now. He's up into 9th spot, up 15 total. Wow. Here comes Yuri Steinmetz looking at his next target. He's locked and loaded, heading down this straight. Wow, what an excellent exit, just using every bit of track, using that draft, and he has now gone from 1 second to 3 or 4 tenths behind Thorsten Seifert. Wow, that is wow, he's really gained on him pretty quickly there. Absolutely amazing. Really curious to see how he's going to make this pass. In the meantime, we've also got Philip the Hammer with his incredible pace has caught up to the very back of Samuel K. Spruill. He is now 4 tenths behind, even though he's got that front bumper damage. So that's another battle that's just started to heat up on the track as Yuri Steinmetz heads down the back straight, making the dive up the inside on Thorsten Seifert into turn 7, under braking and getting by. Wow. What a beautiful move from Yuri Steinmetz, under braking, able to make it work up the inside. Now his next target is Danny Hugendorn, 5 seconds away. We're going to have to follow along with that story as it unfolds. Thorsten Seifert now following in his wake, 1 second behind already. So Thorsten Seifert's goal, down 7 spots total, is just going to be hang on for the remainder of this race. He got 15 minutes to go, 14 minutes to go, and just not hit a wall. Back up to the very front. Back up to the very front. Misha Berger with 1.5 seconds to Samuel K. Sproul. Philip the Hammer is now starting to challenge Samuel Sproul with that front end damage. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it happen too easily as he's heading down that back straight where it's curves. Oh, and he's poking a nose. He's thinking about it. But he is backing out at the very last moment. He's just trying to make him work for that, make him work on his defenses, and force Samuel Sproul into a mistake. Just as we've seen others do. Wow, they're so close. They're basically giving each other a bear hug. You can put them under a blanket together. They are really, really close. Driving just like this, nose to tail on a track with walls, this takes some serious trust, some serious skill, and these two boys here right have it. As they head into turn 1 braking zone, you can see them get ever so close to each other. Out of turn 2, Philip Hammer getting an excellent exit, and he's now able to put the pressure on the Samuel K. Sproul as they head down into turn 3. Philip the Hammer not able to get up alongside, and that front aero damage is putting him at a disadvantage for passing. Samuel K. Sproul definitely having a challenge. I think I have Adam Morrow here. Is that you? Maybe not. Thorsten Seifert in pit lane. What happened to Thorsten Seifert? I got Thorsten Seifert has crashed. So the broadcaster curse talking about keep it off of the walls, maybe not paying off for Thorsten Seifert. Here's is this it right here? Does he hit the wall? Yeesh. Oh, that tire barrier is not gonna be very forgiving. Here's Lee Holmes. I think he's hitting the wall as well. Here's Lee Holmes under braking into turn 7, and there, yup. Oh, that is those are 2 crashes, 18 minutes in, and of course it's these tires are very well worn in at this point. So it's going to be even more challenging to handle the cars if you've been driving in a way that's heating up your fronts or heating up your rears way too much, and you're really going to notice it right about now. And those walls are going to be saying, hello, how you doing? And here you go, Philip Hammer is up alongside Samuel K. Sproul as they head into turn 3, and Samuel K. Sproul has lost his position to car number 60, Philip the Hammer. So Philip the Hammer is now on his way through and got his next target of Misha Berger right there. Samuel K. Sproul is going to be hoping, I'm sure, to follow on through. Craig Schill has crashed. Oh no! What happened to Craig Schill? Craig Schill may have hit a wall, and so he is in the pits repairing his car, maybe for the second time. It looks like he's not taken off. He's not used his fast repair yet, but here is Alexander Redhead, who has chosen not to use his fast repair, and very smartly so, because of how much time it uses to do that. He's up 5 positions, up into 11th. So all that's talk about struggling with this track, and look at him go. Look at Alexander Redhead go. Here is Alexander Wilford, another Alex. How many Alexes do we have here? Coming up to Ryan Winfeld. Ryan Winfeld, what? Oh, must have locked a tire because Danny Hugendorn has made a pass on him. So Danny Hugendorn did make a pass on Ryan Winfeld because he's now ahead. So is Yuri Steinmetz. So here, let's take a quickie look. How did that one happen? Here's the pass of Danny Hugendorn on Ryan Winfeld. Oh, and Ryan Winfeld just backing out. Oh, and just going into the pits. Maybe he has a problem with his steering, and so that was the pass, and why Ryan Winfeld is quite far behind, and now with Alexander Wilford directly ahead. Oh, wow, what happened to Rob West? Something happens. Oh, Rob West has crashed. So this is Rob West heading down the back straight towards turn 7. Does he lock a tire? He does. He locks a tire and uses that runoff. So that was the way that Alexander Redhead made another pass, and he's all the way up in the 10th position and having a really, really great run of it. Absolutely, really great run of it. At this current moment, we've got Misha Berger. At the moment, we've got Misha Berger. At the moment, we've got here Misha Berger in the lead of the race with Philip Hammer has now caught up to him. Do I hear Adam Morrow right about now?
Hey, can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
Good. Sorry I'm late. Looking like a good battle here up front, though.
Oh, you came at just the right time.
Oh, look at Misha Berger out in the lead, but it's time's a ticking. Looks like Hammer's doing his thing, creeping up on him. Oh,
Oh,
Howanick in the top 5. That's a great drive, Windland down here. Hopefully he could hold on to that.
definitely. If you were in Misha Berger's shoes right now, what would you be thinking?
I'd be sticking to his game plan. He knows how to drive a wide car, and this is a tight track, really tough spot to place. So protect his lines and let Hammer see what he can do. You know, he's pretty savvy and creative out there, but this is going to be one heck of a one-on-one matchup.
And definitely, we got another one-on-one matchup between Samuel K. Spruill and Mikey Hownick directly behind. And tell me about what would you say is your risk-reward management between these battles going on track here? What do you think on that?
A risk reward, Berger, no doubt. He's been running up front. He needs to go for the win at all costs and hold Hammer back. And then Howanick back there, I want to say stay on him, but don't make anything crazy. Spruill's going to have pace to try to catch up, and Howanick, I think, hey, 4th place. If you could hold that and get a good result then after a series of rough races, that'd be a great result to hang his hat on, especially in this Euro League.
Definitely, definitely. Here's Misha Berger coming out of turn 2. Is he gonna be able to stay ahead? He's throwing that defensive line. He went, and that is moving under, braking. Maybe not. I don't think Philip Hammer was right up alongside quite yet. So I guess that's actually just fair defending, really. But Philip Hammer is gonna have to work hard if he wants to get up alongside Misha Berger. He is gonna have to take that outside line he's being given and force Misha to take that shorter distance, but cut off. I get cut off from the outside, or cut off from the apex kind of line. So it's really curious what's going to happen next time round. And here we go through that really tight section of track. And here's Samuel K. Spruill with Mikey Howanick in tow. These two are the closest battles on track right now at the very front of this field.
Yeah, good battles for that top 5. Koopman sub 5 positions trying to come. Steinmetz, 15 seconds, pretty much game over. You want to run that one home. But man, a lot of lap cars and a lot of drivers out there. The Euros, as I've been giving them a hard time, they got to keep it on the track here. Looks like some carnage earlier on.
Oh, definitely. You know what? Just on our Thursday race, I think it's 40% of our drivers did not finish on that lead lap. And so the trend is just continuing. It's really challenging to finish this race on that lead lap. Here's Philip the Hammer. He's chasing down Misha Berger. He's going to go for that outside line, and he is going to force Misha on that inside. He is not going to give Misha all of that track. And here is Philip the Hammer going around the outside. Misha Berger and Philip Hammer still side by side now, and Misha Berger just barely gets up ahead, not able to finish that move. I'm going to have to wonder if that's Philip Hammer trying to get into his head and start playing a little bit of a game of chess.
It could be. I like that call, Mike, but Berger, he's so solid too. Just throwing those lines out against Hammer's got to take some pretty big huevos to hold them off. And here he goes again, trying to just get in there anywhere he can. This is great. These guys both have some really good.
And there's Benji Pedersen. Benji Pedersen spinning on turn 7, just getting out of the way. It looks like he's in the. I don't even think he's on the fairway. He's way off in the rough.
Look confused going the wrong way on the track there, but hey, got out of the way, so job done.
Story I've heard is Mikey Howanick going a little bit wild, so that is going to give Samuel K. Spruill a lot of breathing room. Is that Emil Koopmans now lurking up behind? It is. But let's not take our eyes away from the battle of Philip Hammer and Misha Berger as they head into turn one. They are now side by side. Philip Hammer poking his nose any way he possibly can as he's exiting turn two, getting a really great exit. He is going to be able to get that fair overlap as they head towards turn one. And let's see who wants what line. Misha Berger wants the inside. Philip Hammer is going to have to go round the outside. Is this the over under? Misha Berger's defending that exit and not allowing Hammer through. He has figured a way to build a brick wall in front of car number 60.
Coming down that turn two, Berger so smart. You know, he had that exit just nailed. He couldn't get too much of the DRS draft for Hammer there and couldn't make it stick because he broke hard. That's a passing spot, and Berger's got that thing. Like you said, a brick wall there. What a move.
Yep. And where is it?
What's
Benji
happened with their American Winfield? I would expect, Thursday winter. I would have thought he would be up there. Carnage ensue to him, or
Winfield has had a little bit of misfortune locking some tires under braking, and it's just put him down a few positions. I saw him duck into the pits, I think, for a fast repair, potentially fixed steering, and so he's been dropping down from where he started just a little bit because of that. Here's Benji Pedersen. I mentioned off into the rough because he's got his PGA livery here. I believe he loves his golf. Rumor is he was a professional golfer at one point in his life.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a dark time in his life. I'm glad he found sim racing and we're glad to have you there, Ben.
Here they go down that straight, that first initial straight. Misha Berger on the inside once again. Philip the Hammer on the outside. Philip the Hammer is now pressuring Misha Berger, and he is up ahead through turn 3 and 4. And Misha Berger is now in second place. What a battle between these two, and the puzzle of the Burgermeister has been solved.
Oh, Hammer! Let's see if he can get away. He's got some damage there, eh, Mike? What a scrap! Hammer, unbelievable. I go for the underdog there, but it's just awesome to watch Hammer pick these guys off.
Hammer's going to have to throw a defensive line on the Burgermeister if he's going to want to hold this position. And no, Burgermeister is not able to get up alongside. So Hammer is going to hold on to that spot and possibly, just as we saw on Thursday, use the front end damage to his advantage and get even faster lap times. That's how it worked on Thursday, no?
Yeah, I spent all day yesterday trying to hit the wall just to get the hood to come off.
Yeah.
Chan in there had no hood and was absolutely flying, so I wanted to try to repeat what he was doing.
Yeah, he had something he was doing right. Here is Alexander Redhead being passed by Rob West. Rob West taking the outside method with no damage on his car. Alexander Redhead, of course, has quite a bit of damage on his, so he's not going to be able to hold him off. And it looks like Redhead's steering is a-okay. It's just quite a bit of aerodynamic damage, and so up at the leader of the race, Philip Hammer, is now on his very, very final lap number 20. With 30 seconds to go in the race, so when he crosses that start-finish line, he's going to be receiving that checkered flag. Misha Berger is in second place, Samuel K. Spruill in third, Mikey Hownick in fourth, very closely followed by Emil Koopmans. Yuri Steinmetz is up into sixth, 18 positions gained. Wow, Danny Hugendorn's lost 3. Ryan Winfeld here has lost 2 positions. He is in 8th. Here's Alexander Wilford. He's up 5 spots, so that is an excellent run. Nice drive from Wilford. Here is Rob West. He is chasing down Wilford. I don't think he's going to be able to do it quite yet on this final lap here. And then you got Alexander Redhead. Thorsten Seifert had a really great run until he had just a few lockups and a little bit of misfortune with the wall. Lee Holmes has not had so much luck. Benjamin Pape, not any luck. Gordon Ramsay starting in first and just spun on turn 2. And here is the leader of the race, Philip Hammer, coming across that start-finish line, taking that win, taking that checkered flag. Congratulations, Philip Hammer. And congratulations, Misha Berger, Samuel K. Spruill, for rounding out those podium positions. And then here is Emil Koopmans, Yuri Steinmetz, Has Yuri Steinmetz crossed yet? No, he has not. Here he is right there.
Nice.
Danny
Go
Hugendorn.
back and watch that one.
Yeah.
What guy's got a good drive in there? Hownick up there. Wilford West and Redheads look like they're ripping. Holy smokes, Steinmetz up 18 spots. That's unreal.
Absolutely unreal. Alexander Wilford is in 9th, Rob West 10th. Here's a battle actually for position. Oh, and Thorsten Seifert sneaking through on Alexander Redhead on the very last lap on the inside as they head towards this braking zone. And you know, the shorter distance travel is just going to be the way to go for Thorsten Seifert. So Alexander Redhead losing 2 positions, I think it is, in that last lap right there. One to Rob West and then one to Thorsten Seifert. So he had 10th position for a moment and down to 12th.
Oh, good time to make your moves. Those last 5-10 minutes, everybody's kind of worn down. If you could keep hammering down your lap times, get some guys with fatigue and get some spots. So nice 2 spots there. Take it. Wow, Ramsey. So you said Ramsey spun? He's having a tough luck this season.
Oh, definitely. Here is, before we go to the results, here is a quick look at the replay. Everyone, from the race start, everyone got off real clean out of turn 1, and then out of turn 2 is where a little bit of the chaos happened. This is Girk and Demir we're riding alongside. And there you go. And it's of no fault to anyone, I don't think. It's just Gordon Ramsay getting really excited on the throttle, wanting to keep his position, of course, for good reason. It's a race, but you know, it did cause a spin, and with walls and no forgiveness with those concrete barriers, it just that's how it goes.
Yep, it was on the thin edge of traction there, and with the start, you want to go for it, but man, that's a bumpy spot too, eh?
Oh, it's definitely a bumpy spot. If anyone wants to do an interview right now, let's go over to the interview booth, Adam. There we go. If anyone out there wants to do an interview, come on into the interview booth right now, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a good race, bad race, the worse the race, the more the story you've got to tell. Isn't that right, Adam?
You betcha. You always want to hear this perspective of the drivers out there, how the car was, all that, who was pissing them off, who they picked off quick, some bragging rights. Now's the time, guys. Get a little shout out.
Yeah. So looking at our feature results. So Philip Hammer, congratulations for winning that sprint race. Congratulations once again for winning that feature race after the reverse grid top 8. First place, and that's why he's our current season points leader. So, you know, we're looking for Bernardo Fario. Come on, buddy. We know you're out there. Just drink a little bit less on Saturday nights and see if you can challenge the hammer. Congratulations, Misha Berger, holding on that long up in first position to end in second. Quite a drive. Samuel K. Spruill, who is in third place right now in points for our Euro Global division. This drive is going to move him up into second place in the Euro Global division. Benjamin Pape, who is in second, did not have the greatest race, so I'm really curious to see if Frank Smits, who is just a few points behind him, where is Frank Smits? Frank Smits did not do so well either. So I'm really curious to see how this gets shaken up with Danny Hugendorn having a really great both races. So I can't wait to see how that goes. So there's Mikey Hownick up in fourth. Welcome to the Euro Global Division, Mikey. Emil Koopmans, after many bad races, is finally put a good one together. Adam, I think, am I the only one that's noticed Emil Koopmans just had some real bad luck lately? And then
something's up there for sure. That solid consistency that we're used to seeing from him is kind of drifted off. But you know, maybe this is a turnaround point for him. Still, what do we got? 4 rounds left?
4 or 5, something like that.
Okay.
But
this is time to work his way back up.
There's definitely a turn for the positive for Emil Koopmans and also for Yuri Steinmetz, up 18 spots, and it shows that Yuri still has it in him. So I'm really excited to see next week and to see if Yuri can make both races count, not just the feature. Absolutely cannot wait. Danny Hugendorn showing that he's still got it as well. All the Flying Dutchmen, all out on their ships, firing cannonballs out there. Ryan Winfield. Ryan Winfield in 8th. Alexander Wilford, after complaining about this track and all the walls and how it was great in the Skippy, you know what? He still did really well, didn't he? Up into 9th.
Nice. No, this wasn't a favorite track of his, no?
He did say it was one of his favorite tracks, but not in this car. It's, you know, in this car, it's I gotta say it's really different. Thorsten Seifert sneaking a few spots, gained at the final lap up into 11th after all of his misfortune and locked brakes. Not a terrible finish position. I'm really curious to see how his points go for the season. He had a pretty good sprint race. Alexander Redhead, he had a really great race as well. Lee Holmes, Benjamin Pape, Gordon Ramsay. Oh, I feel for you, Gordon. Alistair Hatcher, Gherkin Demir. Not much Gherkin could have done in that moment. As you saw, it's really unfortunate for Gherkin Demir. Ben G. Pedersen just losing it on his own, off into the rough. I think he just found water. You're not getting that golf ball back.
No.
Philip Straffarelli, also another misfortune for him. Craig Schill, Frank Smits. Ooh, Frank Smits was able to challenge for one of the top 3 positions in our league standings, finishing in 21st. That is going to hurt his chances. Hopefully he has a few more drop weeks to take. Mark Oliver, Amir Karg, and Gregory Franks. So, Adam, I know you're only here for a short time, but what would you say were your 3 favorite moments, and 3 favorite moments while you were here?
When I just jumped in, I just saw the battle with Berger up front holding off Hammer, so that was great to see. I'm glad he put up a good fight. Really, he might kick himself because he only had 2 more laps to hang in there with him, but that was a good little scrap. And the OG Howanick, it's great to see him up in the top 5. Putting it to the guys. I think a little Sam Sproul too. Doesn't really surprise me. I think he's definitely stamped his place. He's putting the time behind the wheel. He deserves to be up there for sure. And it was good to see him get a podium. And I think Sam actually ran out of time. I think I'm starting to see his trend near that second half of the race really pick guys off. He's a guy who, if you don't have anyone around him, he's going to lay down some fast laps and be in the hunt. So looked like a good one. And then on the downside, I hated to see all those blue back markers and guys out. But I missed all that. But I'll go back and watch so I can give all those guys a hard time in between the week for screwing up the race.
That's so funny. I like it. Love it, love it, love it. That's why we have you around.
It's easy sitting back here in the booth just ridiculing them, but I got expectation of these guys when I'm racing them in the pub. They're capable of being up there. Like you, Mike, in the Thursday league, really catching fire, showing some real speed. So that's all I want to see these guys up there. Nice, clean racing battle from start to finish.
Yeah, awesome. And that now concludes our Euro Global Divisions Monday morning if you're in Australia race. Week 8. Congratulations to all of our competitors. I hope every one of you enjoyed this race as much as we did. Share it with all your family, friends, and I can't wait for next week. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Have a good week, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Have a good night. Bye.